What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, reports are surfacing that three-time junior middleweight world champion, who's the undisputed junior middleweight world champion, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, in Jermell Lions-only Charlo, who has 35 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout. He's 32 years of age, 6 feet tall, with a 73.5-inch arm reach. Jermell Charlo was set to face off against his WBO mandatory challenger and Australian superstar boxer and junior middleweight title contender, Tszyu. Tszyu is the son of legend Castano. Okay, Tszyu is 21 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. Tszyu is 28 years of age, 5'8.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. They were scheduled to face off January 28th, okay? For Jermell Charlo to defend his titles. Tszyu is the mandatory. But Jermell Charlo, he suffered a broken left hand that saw the fight be postponed, okay? And now, not just postponed, but canceled, okay? Because Jermell Charlo is reportedly going to be out until at least June. That's very unfortunate, okay? Jermell Charlo, obviously people question Jermell Charlo, and they question whether, Jermell Charlo was actually hurt because of some comments made, by Jermell Charlo in the past about his former opponents, mainly his undisputed showdown opponent and former WBO junior middleweight world champion Argentinian star boxer Brian Castano. They fought. The first fight ended in a draw. The second fight saw Jermell Charlo knock out Brian Castano in the 10th round of their fight. But leading into the fight, right, the fight got postponed after the draw. They were supposed to fight and it got postponed because Tszyu suffered a reported bicep injury. And Jermell Charlo, he questioned whether that was legit. Jermell Charlo, he stated that he wanted Brian Castano to show the receipts, show the proof. Because he felt like Brian Castano was cycling off, allegedly, possibly a performance enhancers. So he said he wanted Brian Castano to provide the proof. And when he had his rematch scheduled after his first loss with former WBC junior middleweight world champion, star boxer, and Tony Harrison, after he lost, they were scheduled for a rematch. The fight got postponed because Tony Harrison, he suffered an ankle injury, and Jermell Charlo, he questioned that, right? He said he wanted to see proof. He felt like Tony Harrison didn't have an ankle injury. He felt like he was faking it to try to get out the immediate rematch, right? And Tony Harrison, he had a walking boot. So now, after he did that with them, that was a big thing. So now he's going into a fight with Tszyu, and he gets injured just weeks before his fight with Tszyu, and now people are questioning, 4 weeks, a month out. Now people are starting to question, is Jermell Charlo faking it? Because he put that out there, with his past opponents. So now people are going to question his legitimacy, right? How legit his injury actually is. So Jermell Charlo, he put out pictures of it because Brian Castano started to question Jermell Charlo. He said, now, you say injuries don't happen, right? That's what Brian Castano was saying. You allude to injuries not happening in the sport. It's not possible for fighters to get injured. Now look, the shoe's on the other foot. Now provide us proof, right, that you actually injured. And so Jermell Charlo, he did just that. He showed his hand. He showed the cast. Now Tszyu, who hadn't fought since March of this year, 2022, Tszyu is now, going to be out the ring for an extensive period of time because he fought March of this year. So he's going to be out the ring. If now the reports is Jermell Charlo may not come back until he may not be ready to return to take the cast off until June. He's going to be in the cast until June, which means he's going to have rehab after that, right? Which means Jermell Charlo is not going to be ready to fight and possibly till August. If that's the case, if Jermell Charlo is going to stay in the cast until June, He's going to come out the cast. He got a rehab. He's not going to be able to fight until August, September. That's an extensive period of time for Tim Tszyu. Now, what's ironic is you had fighters vouched to replace Jermell Charlo, which I think should happen, right? Because Jermell Charlo did it, right? When Tony Harrison postponed his fight, Jermell Charlo, he had a fight. He fought, right? When Brian Castano did, he didn't have a fight in between there. But when Tony Harrison pulled out, he had a fight, right? So he showed his hand. He got a serious hand injury. He showed his hand. He showed the cast, and it looked like the reports is he gonna be in the cast until June. That's extremely long to me. I don't know why he would be in the cast until June, right? That's extensive, an extensive period of time. He must have severely injured his hand for him to be in a cast until June, right? I could see him in a cast for 3 months, but 6 months, he's gonna be in a cast for 6 months. You figure you're talking about this is today is January 27th, right? So I mean December 27th. So we ain't even in January. He gonna be in the cast of June. That's 6 months, right? A half a year. He gonna be in the cast. I can't see him being in the cast that long. That's an extensive period of time, right? I broke my hand. I wasn't in the cast for 6 months. I was in the cast for 2 months, I believe. You know, but 6 months? No, I can't see him being in the cast for 6 months, right? So I think Jermell Charlo is going to be in the cast for probably about a month, 2 months, 3 months, right? And then he'll have rehabilitation. So I think he could come back and fight by June. You understand? I don't think he's going to be in the cast till June. I think he could fight by June. You understand? But if that is the case, if he is going to be in the cast all the way till June, I just see that as a little bit extreme. But if he is going to be in the cast for that extensive period of time, then Tim Tszyu should be getting the fight in. Even if Jermell Charlo is not going to be ready to return to the ring until June, Tim Tszyu should be getting the fight in. Now, Tony Harrison said that he'll fill in for Jermell Charlo. So it's Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno, who's the undefeated WBC title contender, right? Mandatory challenger, who's supposed to fight Tony Harrison. He'll fill in, right? Kill two birds with one stone. Period. Right? The winner of Tim Tszyu, Jermell Charlo, is supposed to fight the winner of Tony Harrison and Sebastian Fundora anyway. So why don't we go ahead and, you know, have Tim Tszyu fight? You was gonna fight anyway. You already in shape. You already preparing for a fight. Tim Tszyu should go ahead and fight. Stay active, right? They should keep the card, keep the date, and just put Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. Put Tim Tszyu versus Tony Harrison, right? They boxers. Put them in there, and then you know that's an extra paycheck if you Tim Tszyu. Get a paycheck to fight Tony Harrison or Sebastian Fundora, and then you beat one of them, whoever you so choose to fight, and then you get a paycheck fighting Jermell Charlo. It just makes sense, right? So that's what I want to see. I want to see Tim Tszyu stay active. He didn't fight. He fought March. He's going to stay inactive all this time for what? Go ahead and fight Sebastian Fundora or Tony Harrison. Jermell Charlo would. Jermell Charlo would fill in. If it was up to Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo had to sit on the shelf and if he had the choice, Jermell Charlo ain't sitting on the shelf. Jermell Charlo gonna get a fight in. Because Jermell Charlo gonna fight anybody. That's why Jermell Charlo, I don't like the fact that Jermell Charlo don't get the credit he deserves. Jermell Charlo is top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world. We'll put Canelo Alvarez on that list, and Canelo Alvarez has not avenged any one of his losses. Not one. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. He didn't avenge that. He lost to Dimitri Bivol. He didn't avenge that. Right? He didn't do it. Right? He had a draw with. The only rematch he had was Triple G. Right? And you could make a case he lost that first fight with Triple G, but it ended in a draw. And then he fought Triple G in a rematch. You understand? So I want to see Jermell Charlo, who's pound for pound top 5 best fighters in the world, get his opportunity, get his just dues. Period. He deserves it. Right? Dude work hard. Dude fight anybody. He need to get his credit. He need to get his just dues. Again, like I said, if it was Jermell Charlo and the shoe was on the other foot, Jermell Charlo would gladly welcome the opportunity to fight somebody else in replacement until Tszyu was ready. And we shouldn't be giving Tszyu no passes. Tszyu, if Jermell Charlo ain't gonna be ready for that extensive period of time, then Tszyu need to be fighting somebody, because he ain't fight since March. So don't lose the date. Keep the date and fight. And fight January 28th. Just fight against Tony Harrison. Said he'll be ready. You got a common opponent. Tony Harrison said he'll be ready. Make it happen. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.